I simply had noticed that the incumbent clerk had taken advantage of her position. She's still in office, by the way, had taken advantage of her position and had a whole bunch of signage up and stuff in places where it really shouldn't have been if we were going to have fair play between her and the other candidates. In fact, probably not even legal to have some of that signage up. And later on, the Secretary of State agreed with me on that. And some of her signage had to be changed. But when I was doing that, and here's where I'm getting into what does it have to do with the police and all that. Well, what happened when I was witnessing this is I was confronted by a college police officer who gets their mandate or their oversight from Detroit police, but they were a college police agency. There's a Michigan law that allows this. And in any case, when I was taking pictures of the signage that I just mentioned, one person confronted me about it, and one officer, and then some other ones joined. The long story short, I ended up detained, injured. One of my hands had become numb. I was almost prevented from going to a candidate forum that was later in the evening. And when I went to make a complaint about it to the Detroit police, I tried to have a police report written up that I'd been assaulted. They refused to do it. It's at that point that I found out there's this group of people called the Board of Police Commissioners, that you actually had a way of going over the police's head to make a complaint. And I'm like, well, that's wonderful. So I actually went to one of their meetings, and someone who was chief investigator at the time, basically gave an instruction to some of the officers that, hey, you got to take this guy's complaint. So I got that written up, and that enabled me to get some compensation, not a lot, but it basically, and it put on record that this assault had actually occurred. So it's not like she was actually charged with it or anything like that. It became a civil matter. But that's kind of how I first found out about the Board of Police Commissioners.